What's the deeper reason why you run? Is it just about finishing races, or is there something more? What if your race calendar could reflect your personal values and passions? The year is well and truly started, and if you're still mapping out your race calendar, wrestling with which races you want to do, and struggling to make a decision, then keep watching, as this video is for you. Hi, I'm Pryor, Psychologist and Ultrarunner, as well as the founder of the Endurance Performance Team, a free community where dedicated runners dive deep into human behaviour and peak performance. If you're looking to take your running to the next level this year, check it out through the link in the description below. We place a big focus on mindset whilst offering the guidance, support and community to help you stay on track and chase down your goals. Planning a race schedule that keeps you motivated, inspired and deeply connected to your running. We're going to achieve this by taking a novel approach of aligning your race goals with your values. And here is why. Our values are our guiding principles in life. When we are living in alignment with our values, our life feels more meaningful, we have clarity, focus, motivation remains high, and we feel like we are living a purposeful, driven life. And this is true for both life and our running. Values are like the compass we use to guide the direction we want to head, whilst goals are the things we want to achieve and accomplish along that journey. For example, our values are like heading north. I can't ever tick that off a list, but I know if I'm on course and aligned with that value. Whilst goals, on the other hand, might be the mountain peaks we want to summit along that journey of heading north. We can tick the box each time we accomplish one of those goals. Why does aligning our running goals with our values matter? If we continue the above analogy, could you imagine how you would feel if you were trying to achieve the goal of summiting the peak of a mountain, but deep down felt like you were heading in the completely wrong direction? How motivated would you feel? How connected and inspired by your training would you feel? When our values are misaligned with our goals, we increase the risk of becoming burnout, losing interest or motivation. So let's make sure that we select our races wisely that are also in alignment with our values. For me, I have a goal to run a fast marathon. However, I haven't run a marathon since my very first marathon over 25 years ago when I first started running. Why? Because every time I sit down to plan out my race calendar, running a fast marathon is on the list, it comes up, but it's just not aligned with my values. Part of me wants to really run that fast marathon, but time goals and spending time running on flat roads for months at a time just doesn't light me up. So each year I consider it and end up prioritising trail races and ultramarathons that feel more aligned with my values of adventure and spending time out in nature. Because that's what deeply excites me and motivates me about the hard months of training ahead. So one day, hopefully I might get around to running that marathon, but until then, it's not really a major priority, so I'm willing to make that sacrifice. And maybe for you, running is about community and social engagement. So races that are team relays, local races, stage races, or races that have lots of atmosphere and regular checkpoints will help you connect with others. Perhaps it's environmental sustainability, so choosing races that are eco-conscious feels more aligned with you. These factors are really important to consider when mapping out our race schedule for the year ahead. So how do we know what our values are? Step 1, I'll go through this in more detail with Endurance Performance Team athletes. However, we can engage in a simple reflective practice and ask ourselves to list 3 to 5 things that we most care about in life. This might be things like family, community, adventure, learning, growth. You can obtain a cheat sheet of a list of values on Google. If you want help with that, you can send me a DM and I can send you something as well. Once you've done that, you'll have a bit of a list of life values. You might actually want to go through that process again now and do it slightly different, but do it in reflecting on what's most important to you in your athletic pursuits, because those values, whilst will be very similar, might differ in a subtle way, and that could be an important clue for you. Once we've done that, what we have to do then is translate our values into specific race and training goals. So selecting some races for this year that fit with those values, and then we can then design our race calendar around those races. For example, if adventure is really important to you and high in your values, then a race in a new remote location that you've always wanted to explore might be high on your list. If health and longevity is important to you, then making sure you prioritise recovery, focus on shorter trail races, or maybe an ultramarathon that doesn't require huge amounts of volume to train for. Community might be a high value, then maybe it's about picking a local race and you stay connected with that local community. If it's about challenge and growth, then picking a race that really pushes you outside your comfort zone that will really test your limits. There are a couple of examples of how we might start to apply these. Now we've done that, let's balance our values and races with realistic expectations. This is the part where some common sense training theory comes into play. Again, if you want more help with that, reach out to us at the Endurance Performance Team. We can help you there. Things to consider are, how do I fit my races into the bigger context of my life and work, family and other life responsibilities? Be realistic with the training time required for certain races? How much time do I need to commit to training? Is it feasible to make those sacrifices required at this point in my life? Because maybe it's not. Maybe that's something for down the track for you. Recovery time in between races is another important factor to consider. What do I want to prioritise over the next 12 months? The bigger races, it might be worth you thinking, widening that time span out over to 2 to 3 years. For example, I'm really excited and planning on attempting to run the Tour 330 in 2027, 2.5 years away. Because the logistics, the pure size of that race, the training I'll need to do, the planning, the money I'll need to save, and all of the other logistics, not to mention overcoming my fear of heights. I've got a fair bit of work to do, so I need a longer time frame for that goal. Once all this is done, it is important to make time for regular reflection. So just check in with yourself. Check your values and goals and make sure they haven't changed, because they can change over time, and that's totally okay, particularly at different stages and periods of our life. I recommend doing this every 3 to 6 months, or whenever things in training and racing start to feel a little off. Asking yourself, am I still enjoying training? Am I still excited for the races I've got? Am I feeling motivated the majority of the time? These are helpful, reflective questions to ask. And if not, then let's go back to step one and reassess our values. And there are some very common pitfalls that I see people fall into all the time. So let's have a quick look at those now. Pitfall 1, choosing races based on external pressure. Common examples might be, everyone else is running this race, so I should too. Or, I have to run 100 miles because that is what everyone else is doing. Don't fall into that trap. You can run 5-kilometre events if you want. It doesn't have to be an ultramarathon. If that's what you love, do the 5Ks. Don't feel you need to run the same race that everyone else is running, particularly if it's not aligned and not motivating to you. So don't fall into that pitfall, feeling like you have to or should. Stay true to yourself and connected to your own values. Do this and your future self will thank you for avoiding significant headaches down the track when you're down the completely wrong path. Pitfall number 2, falling victim to FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't have to race every single race. Reframe from overloading your race calendar, especially if performance is important to you. Quality versus quantity. Play the long game. Many ultra runners burn very bright for a couple of years and then completely fall off the scene and you never see them again. So don't fall into that trap. Space things out. Most races are around for many years to come. You don't all have to do them this year. Space them out over a couple of year period. Do this and you'll stay healthy and motivated and enjoy your racing much more. Pitfall 3, common one for all of us, is comparing ourselves to others. We're all human, so we all do this. So stay strong and connected to your personal values. If you love running just because of the health benefits and the social community elements, then race times might not matter to you as much. So that is completely okay. Don't get sucked into feeling like you need to be running or putting your worth on running at a particular time. Stay connected with what matters to you and you won't end up going way off track, causing yourself headaches. Race scheduling, it's an exciting time of year when you sit down and look at all the possibilities and planning in all the races. I love doing it. I love helping other people do it. So getting crystal clear on our values really helps us make the best decisions that's aligned with our deeper motivations. This ensures motivation and our passion for the sport will remain high throughout the year. So if you'd like help planning your race calendar, maybe support and guidance throughout the year, then consider joining the Endurance Performance team in the link in the description below. Until then, happy running and see you out in the trails.